من جديد مرحبا فيكم مشاهدينا. في موطن الحلم والإنجاز نستعرض الأبعاد العميقة لعلاقات تجمع بين أصالة التاريخ وتطلعات المستقبل بين دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة وأيضا جمهورية مالطا.
نعم، سعادة ماريا كاميليري كاليا سفيرة جمهورية مالطا لدى دولة الإمارات عبرت في اللقاء الذي أجرته معها هالة بوعلوان عن امتنانها للدور الريادي للإمارات ومالطا في مد جسور الثقافة والابتكار على مدى 50 عاما، أثمرت مبادرات تعكس العمق الحضاري وتستشرف آفاق التعاون التكنولوجي بين البلدين.
يسعدنا أن يكون معنا اليوم سعادة ماريا كاميليري كاليا سفيرة مالطا لدى دولة الإمارات. Good morning, Your Excellency. Great to have you here.
Good morning, Hala. Thank you for inviting me to this
interview.
Thank you,
and I know you're so busy and you found us time. We appreciate that. Your Excellency, how long have you been in the UAE?
I've been here 4.5 years. We arrived in the middle of COVID with my family, my husband and 2 boys in July 2020. It wasn't easy because of COVID, but at the same time it wasn't difficult because everybody was so much open to know more about Malta, and these 4.5 years have been fantastic. A journey to teach more about Malta and the UAE.
Absolutely. Where were you before Malta, before coming here?
Before coming here, exactly, I was Director General for Political Affairs at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And before that, I was Director for Economic Affairs, Development and International Humanitarian Assistance.
Amazing. So this is your first assignment as an ambassador?
As an ambassador, yes, but not as a diplomat, because I was posted in Sweden as consul for 3.5 years, and as the first female consul general in Tripoli, Libya. Yes, my career is a string of many firsts.
Amazing.
And so I also happen to be the first female Maltese diplomat and ambassador to any Gulf country ever.
So we're lucky to have you.
yes, and I'm lucky to be here as well because it's a learning curve every day of the year.
UAE is very unique. Your Excellency, United Arab Emirates has so many diversified cultures, areas of interest. Every day there's something new, and we never get enough of the country. What strikes you most since you came here? What's closer to your heart, resonates with you more in the country?
I have to tell you something. I have to confess that when I came here, I was still ingrained in the traditional diplomacy way of thinking. But the UAE has challenged me.
Yes.
Since I've been here, I had to learn a lot about fintech, financial services, tech, innovation. This is a country of open horizons, endless opportunities, and a country that continues to explore and makes us work more.
Yes.
In fact, these are the same words that I told His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed. I told him when he met my minister. He, at the end of the interview, he shook my hand and I told him, thank you for helping us to keep updated and keep wanting more.
Exactly.
Because the country is so thirsty for new knowledge and new frontiers, new horizons, from space to tech, innovation. It's not just the traditional trade, way of doing trade. It's not just the traditional way of doing culture, It's a, level up. a couple of levels up.
It's like a walking, talking encyclopedia, this country, like the learning never ends. Your Excellency, Maltese community. If you can give us a glimpse about the community, the growing community, what they aspire most, how they embrace cultural exchange, because I know there's common things between Malta and United Arab Emirates.
The Maltese community in the UAE is very interesting. A lot of people believe that the Maltese community started when the first airline connection started in 1998. But that was when the community expanded, but the Maltese community had been here for longer. In fact, I know of Maltese who had been working here 40, 50 years ago.
Wow.
Already, when the UAE was not the UAE as we know it, when Abu Dhabi and Dubai were still developing. These people have now retired, either gone back to Malta or settled in the UAE or in different countries. But interestingly, in 1998, when the airline connection between the UAE and Malta developed and continued to grow, a lot of Maltese young people at that time came to live in the UAE and to work in the UAE. They settled down here. Eventually they got married and they had families, and the community continued to expand. To be honest, when I arrived here, it felt like I was driving the wrong way, So I arrived in July 2020 and people were leaving because of COVID.
Of course.
And at that time, the Maltese community was about 560 people. Which was quite a reduction from the 1,000, 1,200 that we were used to. But nowadays, I'm very pleased to say that the Maltese community has expanded a lot. And every day we have an inquiry of a Maltese who wants to come to the UAE.
That's fascinating
what they have to do. And it's about 1,183 something,
Malta is known as the innovation of hub and also ahead of the game in many industries, which is it's a future thinking. I'm sure there's many projects because UAE is the same, also ahead of the curve and all of that, and challenges itself, as you rightly said in the beginning. It keeps us learning. What are the common projects between both countries where you can just give us an overview about?
There are a lot of common projects, and you touched on a very, very important point, technology and innovation. Malta, about 10 years ago, developed the brand, the Blockchain Island. From that, we moved to Technology Island and the Gaming Island. We have one of the most robust gaming regulations in the world, and connected also to CSR and social responsibility as well for gaming. And but it's not only that. Malta and the UAE are also connected culturally. We focus a lot of our work on cultural cooperation. We had two very important exhibitions in the UAE in the last 4 years. The Maimuna Stone in Maltese, El Hajra ta Maimuna, which is one of the most important, the star artifact of the Arab era in Malta. So, as you probably know, the Malta was under Al Muwahhidin, which conquered Spain, Morocco and Sicily, and also Malta from the 800 AD until 1100, 1200 AD.
And you were mentioning to me that also where we are here in the library, speaking about culture and language, that your president was here, and also there
our
are
president
books here
was
in this
here,
library.
and there are books in Maltese inside this library.
Fascinating.
In 2023, we celebrated 50 years of diplomatic relations between Malta and the UAE.
And the books are already here in the library.
The books are already here. One of the projects that we had to commemorate the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations was to bring more Malta to the UAE. And one of the ways of bringing more Malta is to bring Maltese books to the UAE. So we donated about 250 books to this library, which was in its 6th month of operation. And they are books about Malta, and they are books in Maltese.
Amazing.
I'm very proud of this project because it stemmed from an idea. I just wrote an email. I said, I have this idea. And suddenly all the book clubs from Malta started sending us books from all over the island to the UAE, to the embassy. And it was actually very emotional,
you know. Cultural exchange to have. It's the story of your country everywhere. Speaking of books and Malta, we have today with us an amazing book.
Yeah.
I've never been to Malta, and if you give me an advice what to do in Malta, what to visit Malta, when to visit Malta, and anyone would love to know more about Maltese touristic side and sites, what do you advise? I think the book also...
So I would like to start by saying that Malta is beautiful any time of the year, because beauty lies in the eye of the beholder, you know?
Yes.
Some people like the cold, some people like the heat, some people like tepid weather. This book is called Dolly's Malta. It's actually a book about a Dutch woman, a Dutch photographer, who went around Malta in a dolly car. Yeah. So, she took photos of different perspectives. What's behind her, what's in front of her.
So while she was driving?
She drove and photographed Malta. And then, interestingly, our people, our officials at the Malta Tourism Authority, Visit Malta, decided to offer her the opportunity to publish her book, which has been turned into a coffee table, you know, staple in every embassy, every Maltese ambassador's residence. We have it, and we also give it to special people like you at Dubai TV to remember Malta and to, you know, instill you to visit Malta.
Thank you so much.
And I hope it will, you know, tease you to visit Malta in the near future.
Absolutely, absolutely, of course. And you know, what's a better, I think, more best certification or authentication about the country from someone who's not Maltese even.
Yes,
that's actually the beauty of it, because sometimes if we are the people, like from the country's community, we're biased. This is actually a very neutral, non-biased, amazing certification.
That's very, very, very true.
Your Excellency, Maria, Kاميليري, Kاليا, thank you so much for being with us.
You're very, very welcome.
Thank you, thank you.